This is now the final phase of Operation Swift Disassembly. This is the new major order. Phase 4, final annihilation. All Helldivers are ordered to make an all-out push to completely destroy the Automaton Legion. Despite the enemy's losses, Automaton messages still include references to the Reclamation. They must be annihilated before this plan can be carried out. Countless Helldivers gave their lives to acquire this opportunity. Do not let their sacrifices be in vain. Protect our way of life, destroy the automatons. And you can see that phase 3 has been completed. The automaton counterattack has been repelled. They no longer have the resources to sustain an offensive on such a scale. While the timelines of their phase out has been extended, it doesn't really matter to us because we're just going to wipe them out. This is beautiful. This is almost the end of the automatons. So let's get in and let's absolutely annihilate them. I love this game. It's a 50 medal reward as well. So we need to talk about some things here. We need to talk about the Railgun because this has got to be the worst weapon in the game. And this is a discussion which kind of is born from the fact, what is the balance of weapons in this game? So I want to show you this with a Railgun. Firstly, it's got a very nice little indicator on the site. But if you overcharge this now, it will explode the Railgun. So the Railgun is gone. Literally gone. You can't pick it back up. But you'll notice it doesn't kill you. Now, I've got heavy armor on. So that is obviously taking the brunt of the damage. However, I think you can still survive this with medium armor. But obviously, the weapon is now destroyed. And there's like a 5-minute cooldown to get it back, which is obviously quite bad. But the issue here is, what actually is the Railgun? Like, you guys have got to remember, the Railgun was super powerful because it was literally penetrating all armor, and it was the only viable option for destroying things like charges and all of that stuff around the launch of the game. The thing is now, the Railgun, it's basically been, they have annihilated this gun through buffing other weapons. And the other weapon I'm looking at is the anti-material rifle. That thing has received a 30% damage buff, and it's just faster at firing. It's got a better scope, which is a big component of this. Because this Railgun doesn't really have a great scope. You can't really scope in any distance. Maybe in the future we'll get weapon modifications, then suddenly the Railgun might become really strong. But yeah, without a good scope, it's, you know, you're basically using the iron sights essentially. Very close range, hollow dot sight. It's not great. And, you know, you obviously die all the time from burning, which is another thing. Burning damage has been massively buffed in the game. You'll die super quick. In fact, you die so fast, you don't even have time to react. You know, you try and... Like, I was trying to stim myself, but there's no use. Or at least dive on the floor to put the flames out. You can't do it, you'll die. Of course, this means you can use the burning weapons, or the weapons that have got flame or time, a burning time over effect. I'm getting really confused here. A burning effect over time. There we go. We got there in the end. Only if you're the host of the game, because if you're not the host, it doesn't work. Yeah, don't ask me why, it's just a bug. I'm sure it'll get fixed at some point. Anyway, the Railgun. This gun doesn't really have a place in the game at the moment. You would think the Railgun is the weapon that can penetrate all armor. Regardless of what it is, fully charged is penetrating all the armor. So you want to get a reward for that, right? Why would you use the weapon? The thing is, you have to reload after every shot, and you have to charge it up before you fire. You can charge it up behind cover and pop out and take the shot. That is a viable thing to do. But like I said, if you're looking to engage at that longer range, especially against the automatons, maybe you're trying to take out Hulks, you're trying to take out Devastators from range, especially Devastators with a shield, you know, you need a better scope to deal with them, but you don't. But then that's where the anti-material rifle comes in, right? That's what that is designed to do. So where does the Railgun fit? This is like an endless debate we can have with this weapon. Where does it fit in the game? The devs obviously didn't like how powerful it was, so they nerfed it into the ground. We've now been given other options that are simply better than the Railgun. Like, you see this Devastator I'm trying to kill here. I mean, okay, I'm missing shots. I'm not fully charging the Railgun. But this is what happens in the heat of battle. If I had the anti-material rifle, it would be dead. It would have been dead a long time ago. Bang, bang, 2 shots, it's dead. It probably would have died off the first shot because I would have got a headshot. Because it's pretty easy to land the headshot with that. So again, why take the you should take the anti-material rifle. But why take the Railgun? Yeah, obviously you can extend this out to other weapons as well. And you can say, well, the autocannon is just better than both of these, right? It can destroy factories. It can destroy heavy enemies if you're hitting them in the crit spots. It's really good at crowd control. If you're doing the partial reloads, it reloads super fast. You know, so why take anything else? I mean, and I could easily have just took the autocannon on this mission. And I generally do, to be honest, against bots, because you want to be able to take out the factories and all of that stuff. And also, it's really good against the gunships. Like, it just destroys the gunships. Although the anti-material rifle can destroy the gunships. A couple of shots to the engines does take them out. That has been confirmed. And I can confirm that as well. So, yeah, really good against that kind of thing. Anyway, if you are fighting the gunships, make sure you kill the 2 gunships that are at the tower. Get close to the tower, then just blow it up with the hell bomb. While killing the next wave that respawn. The thing with the gunships is if you let them respawn, they'll just swamp you. Anyway, this Railgun, I'm really struggling to see where it fits in the game at the moment. And I think we're going to have a discussion in a second about linear balance, and I think the Railgun is just basically superseded by a lot of other weapons, i.e. why would you take the Railgun? There really is no point to taking the Railgun. Okay, let's take a look at this. So this is the medal situation. So this is a message from High Command. It's from Twinbeard, one of the community managers over in Discord. Some info from High Command here regarding outstanding medals for not only the latest major order, but for medals appearing after a successful order overall. Your hard-fought medals are already being shipped, Helldivers, due to the vast amount of outstanding soldiers participating in the continuous fight for democracy. Dispatching them, however, takes some time, usually a few hours. Thank you for your non-wavering effort and support. High Command out. So yeah, this is a server-related issue where the medals are not being awarded. I think it's just because the servers are literally backed up with the number of medal requests they need to fulfill. You will get them at some point, and this is also happening with the cape for Malevelon Creek. Some people have got it, some people haven't got it. The system is still dispatching the cape out to people, so everyone will get it, don't worry about it. There is also some insane drama about the cape. Apparently, I don't know why I named myself that. I got really, really excited. What the hell? But there's been some insane drama about the cape. Players are not happy that it's been awarded to people fighting on Malevelon Creek, or at least to... it's been awarded to everyone, but the point of it is it's an emergent storytelling beat in the game. Malevelon Creek became this planet the community was obsessed with. So a reward was given when the planet was captured. And that is frigging cool. Anyone who thinks that's bad, I mean, get a life. Honestly, get a life. So what is this idea of lateral or horizontal balance? This is the way Helldivers is supposedly balanced. However, there are some holes in this approach. So let's take a look at this. This is from Reddit. Now, this discussion absolutely has been popping off because this is the idea that the devs are balancing things horizontally. And if you aren't aware of that, it will feel odd at first. Now, this is essentially the idea of the weapons don't get stronger as you get a higher level and you can start unlocking better weapons. They just give you a different option. Now, while that is a noble goal, it actually isn't really playing out like that in the game with certain weapons. In fact, what I've just showed you with the Railgun versus the anti-material rifle does sum that up. However, this is what the Reddit post says. Lots of games these days balance more vertically instead of horizontally, i.e. the more you play, the more you unlock. The better those unlocks are compared to your previous unlocks. Helldivers is one of the few games that primarily balances things horizontally. New weapons don't automatically invalidate older ones. You're simply acquiring a tool to do a specific job. The point of the balancing is not to have a single tool that does all of the jobs, and if you're used to bringing the same stratagems and weapons to every drop, these balance patches will feel jarring. Am I dropping Maya? You better believe I'm bringing the laser cannon, as it can chew through the enemies with the extreme cold modifier. Essentially what that means is when you're on a planet with extreme cold, laser weapons don't overheat as fast, so you can fire them longer. So for the laser cannon, that's actually quite a significant buff. However, it is a search and destroy fabricators mission. I'm definitely not bringing the anti-material rifle since it doesn't suit the run and gun playstyle needed to complete that mission on time. Am I dropping in the creek? I'm bringing light armor for the stealth bonus and turrets to distract. Yes, there are things that are better than others in a given situation, but I believe the devs are encouraging us to try configs that suit a specific scenario, and when you play this way, the game is pretty well balanced. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, the issue with all of this is, I think in an ideal world, we want a map and enemy, I guess, composition balanced game, which means we can pick the loadout to suit the mission. We should not just be going, okay, I'm just going to... this is how it was back in the early days, and I think this is why the Railgun specifically was heavily nerfed. It was Railgun and Shield Generator Backpack. That was it. You just rolled that all the time. Of course, now we know rocket devastators and rocket attacks were massively overtuned and were doing incredible damage and one-shotting players, which forced them to take the Shield Backpack. And then the Railgun was penetrating all armor from every single direction, and it was doing tons of damage. So it was just the go-to weapon for killing chargers or anything that was heavily armored. Because it was easy. You could just blow Bile Titans away with it. You name it, it would destroy them. The weapon then got nerfed. And then this does beg the question, where does the Railgun fit into the game? Now, this is... I don't want to focus too much on the Railgun now. We've spoke about that enough in this video. But what I want to talk about is the idea that weapons are supposed to be horizontally balanced, or the power is distributed horizontally. It isn't actually true in a lot of cases. Now, this might be just because certain weapons are stronger when they're launched into the game, and they do need to be balanced. But I think if we look at the laser weapons specifically, you look at the scythe and you look at the sickle. The sickle is so superior to the scythe, it's not even a comparison that can be made. The scythe is garbage. It's no good. It's nowhere near as powerful as a sickle. But then if you extrapolate the sickle out to the other assault rifles, well, the sickle just becomes the best assault rifle if you're using it correctly. That is not letting it overheat. You've essentially got unlimited ammunition. It is very accurate. It does high damage. It's great against all enemy types. It's really good, right? Obviously, you can't destroy heavy armor with it, but, you know, it's really, really good as a primary weapon. Of course, it's not a shotgun, so if you are getting swarmed by enemies, maybe sometimes you think, okay, it would be better if I had some sort of breaker variant available. But I think the fact is the sickle is a great example of a primary weapon that is just better than almost every single other primary weapon in almost every single situation, you know? And I think that is an issue, and that's probably something the devs do need to look at. And then we would go more into a world where weapons are not, you just take this weapon all the time because it's so powerful. Now, of course, we can talk about weapons like the autocannon being really strong, and it is, right? Against the bots, the autocannon is a very strong weapon. You look at the weapon I've got here, the railgun versus the autocannon. I mean, the autocannon is just so much more versatility on this mission type. We can destroy objectives with it. We can destroy heavy enemies. We can destroy groups of lightly armored enemies. It's got very good range damage. The scope's decent on it. It reloads really fast if you do the partial reload. It's just an overall really good weapon. The only downside is if you're using it at point blank range, you'll probably kill yourself. But that's fine. You shouldn't be getting caught at point blank range. And in that case, you just pull out the sickle. So this whole dynamic with weapon balance in the game, it is like back and forth, back and forth. Some weapons are straight up powerful. Again, going with the laser weaponry example, look at the laser dagger, the pistol. I mean, that is just, compare that to the R19. The R19 will get you out of trouble if you're getting, like, swamped. The laser pistol's got no chance. You're just going to die. But where does the laser pistol shine? Well, it doesn't have ammunition, so you could use the laser pistol, I don't know, to blow up mines and stuff like that, knowing that you're not wasting ammo. But is that really that much of a concern? So while I do agree there are some horizontal balance things the game are getting right, there's also things that are kind of left out in the dark. And what I'm worried about is this way they're buffing weapons to just the absolute stratosphere. Like, I feel like the anti-material rifle has just been absolutely pushed to the forefront of the game. It's like, yeah, this is a really good weapon now. Go and use this weapon. And is that the way to go? I don't know. But it does make you want to try the weapon, right? And there's a lot of weapons in the game, and we know more weapons are coming with the different war bonds that are going to be added to the game, and just, you know, through general drops in the game anyway, like when we got the Quasar added to the game with the heavy machine gun. So I think this is a debate that's going to rage on forever and ever and ever with Helldivers. But I do think overall they are getting the balance okay. You know, it isn't totally broken. It maybe was in the early days, but I think they are sort of fixing that. And I don't feel like there are weapons that are just totally useless, but I do feel like there are weapons that are better than other weapons in their category, which does sort of make them useless in a way. And at the end of the day, there's that many weapons. Can they possibly balance them all? Very interesting debate this is, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. But yeah, really pumped at the moment. I mean, I'm playing this game. I love it. It's so good. Destroy the automatons. That's what we've got to do. Anyway, I'm going back to play more of the game. So enjoy the video, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.